Marie, in all seriousness, what time did you start drinking every day?
I mean, it really depended on the day. Sometimes I would start drinking later at night. Sometimes I would drink in the morning. It really depended on my mood. I'm like, you see that I get, like, obviously I've gotten very drunk on the show so far, but, like, I haven't ever gotten to a point where, like, I'm breaking shit in the house or I'm causing a chaos. You know, even same thing with Rob. Yeah, like, whatever. He got really drunk and, like, unfortunately kind of beat himself up, but, like, who is he I feel like that's a really bad way to put it for Rob, but I mean, for me, like, I wasn't bothering anyone. I mean, just me in general is bothersome to them, but, like, with drinks, like, leave me the fuck alone.
Marie, did you feel like the only thing your roommates would say about you was that you were an alcoholic?
I mean, that's all they had to say about it. They haven't shown it yet, but at one point me and Rob were just really fed up with it because we're not alcoholics. Alcoholism is when it affects your life in other areas, you know? I was always the first one off for work, always ready for work, always professional at work. Like, if it had gotten to that, then that's something to be worried about. But, you know, I was on vacation. I was having cocktails. And me and Rob one day, like, literally sat down at the computer and looked up the definition between alcoholism and party animals. And we put it up on the fridge so that way our roommates can know that we're not alcoholics. We just like to have a good time, and we're on vacation. You know, when else do you get to go and do nothing? You know, we have no responsibility here except to be ourselves.
Let's cover a topic that doesn't really pertain to you guys. It's really about Swift and LaToya.
There was no Swift and LaToya.
All right, do you think that they really hooked up, or, you know, what's the deal?
It's just convenient that Swift came up with this little excuse. You know, that not excuse, the story that him and LaToya hooked up as soon as people started making gay jokes about him. So, do I think it happened? No, I think he just had a little bit of a hurt ego because people were, like, you know, making fun of him, and made up a bullshit story.
It's just that, you know, there's cameras around at all times. Like, it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't get that too. And also, it was just like, you don't really understand the dynamic in the house at that point. Like, there was a time when it was really just me, Rob, and Toya, and, like, we all genuinely, like, disliked Swift. And it was the same time that he was saying that they were hooking up. So it was like, that just doesn't make sense.
Swift brought girls back and woke you guys up. What were y'all thinking? Were y'all pissed?
I was more mad the next morning when I found out he didn't actually hook up with either of them.
That was my point in the van. I was like, you could have at least gotten it in if you're going to wake me up at 3 a.m. when you have to be up at 5. Like, there are so many other nights to go and do your thing, but, like, do that on a work night, like, it's just stupid. Yeah. It's the one day out of the week that we have to have some kind of responsibility, and you can't even handle that.
So you guys were in Senor Frogs, and the power went out. I'm just curious, like, did the power randomly go out in St. Thomas all the time, or was that just, like, a one-night thing?
No, I mean, the entire, like, island runs off a really big-ass generator, so when, like, a lot of power is on, and especially, like, one part of the island is, like, really using up a lot of energy, it wouldn't be uncommon for power to go out, but it only went out about 2 or 3 times when we were there.
And it was funny because, like, the entire island would be out, and then our house would just be up and glowing.
Yeah, we had a little separate generator, which is really convenient.
Oh, and BTW, it wasn't me who told that woman at Senor Frogs that he was gay.
Oh, and BTW, it was 100% me. I actually told him that he just didn't care. He already wanted to fight about something, which then in turn pissed me off, and then that's how that all happened. Breaking that down real fast.
So it was you that said it, huh?
What's that?
I said it was you that said it.
Yes, 100%. It was funny. And then watching his reaction was funny. The only thing that wasn't funny is when I told him I said it, and he just kept persistently getting mad about it. I'm like, all right, no, let's talk about it. And then he wouldn't talk about it, and I got more mad. And, you know.
Honestly, I thought that by the end of that night you would, you know, wind up hitting him somehow. But I guess not.
No, I was pretty blackout and pissed off. Put on my reckless necklace. Whoopsies.
Well, that's what I meant by, like, the whole, like, soft thing. Rob is in no way soft. Like, he would take on Swift or anybody else any day, I'm sure of it. The point of the matter is, when you are in that situation, you really don't have the ability to, because he's not going to hit the kid and, like, go home. He's not going to get loud or whatever. So to keep going in and arguing with someone who's so ignorant, like Swift is just pointless. And that was what I was trying to get across, but it came out a lot worse. Like, it was just, there's no point to even go talk to this kid because there's nothing that's going to happen from it.
Marie, Swift says at one point that you ruined his experience in St. Thomas. How did that make you feel?
Did you laugh?
In all honesty.
How did that make me feel? I didn't care. He should have went home a long time ago if he was that. Like, honestly, I did not pay attention to the kid in the house. Like, when we were fighting, I would walk past him and not say a word. Like, there was no, like, me following him around, caring. Like, I really didn't care that much. Like, we were fighting, and me, Rob, and Toya would go out, or me, Rob, and Brandon would go out. Like, it was not something that consumed my life at all. And if he had let me consume his, well, too bad. Like, you're a loser.
Yeah. I honestly think the best part was when he's like, oh, I'm going to keep this 100% professional when we get there. And then, like, you guys are working with Sarah, Marie and Laura, and, like, he's, you know, playing around and stuff. Like, he just falls on the ground pretending to be you. I just thought that was just hilarious how, you know, he said that before he, you know, got there, and then he was the one to, you know.
Yeah, the kid's a joke.
All right, guys, so is there anything that you guys would like to clear up that I didn't cover?
No, you actually did a pretty relatively good job. I mean, I actually really appreciate the questions you asked.
Yeah.
Marie?
I mean, the only thing I could really say about, like, anything is just that, like, me and Rob's relationship, honestly, for me anyway, it was really real, and my feelings for him are real. And it sucks that people really don't get to see, like, our fun side, or, cause, I mean, you got a little glimpse of it in the first couple episodes, and I feel like that's not happening anymore, but we weren't like that every day at all. And, you know, it sucks, and, like, watching myself back and, like, seeing how, I guess, I talked to him really sucks, but, you know, you can't take things back, and it's just, you got to learn from it. And just like Rob was learning from the whole hitting himself in the face thing, watching yourself on TV, it really does change how you perceive yourself and what you do. So we're all living and learning.
And just for anybody that's actually listening, keep in mind that the people on, you know, that inner house, like, we may not always have gotten along. We may not have always seen eye to eye on things, but we do still all, you know, I mean, we went through the same experience. Like, we do have some love for each other. And try and be nice to people on Twitter because, I mean, shit, I've seen some things that just make you not even want to be on the website anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's still a good person, so keep that in mind.
I mean, and another thing that, like, I always try to clear up is that, you know, you guys are actual human beings. And, you know, just the bashing on Twitter, bashing everywhere, it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it hurts your feelings when people say things about you.
Yeah.
People call me if you don't, just breaks my heart.
Even if you don't know the person, you know, it
Exactly.
does. All right, guys. Well, honestly, I think that anything that wasn't covered here will be covered at the reunion show. What do you guys think?
I'm sure it will be.
So you guys excited to be working together on a challenge?
So,
all right, Marie and Rob, thank you for taking time to do this interview, and it's been real.
It has been real. Thank you.
Thanks, Julian. Appreciate it. Take care, bye.